What's going on, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, take a quick moment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We talk it all over here on this channel: music, sports, news, and much, much more. As you see, this is a movie review reaction video. So there's something for everyone on this channel. To my subscribers and viewers who've already been rocking with the channel, get in the comments and let me know if this kind of video, like with a movie reaction and review, interests you. As we know, it's not something I've done a lot on my channel, but just want to know if it's something that you guys like. And to the new viewers, don't be shy. Get in the comments, anything, your thoughts, take an opinion on the topic that I covered. It's a big part of my channel, so don't be shy. Now, want to talk about It Chapter 2. I went and saw it last night with my girlfriend. And I don't know if we're just going to talk about like a rating. If I had to rate it on a scale 1 to 10, at the most I give it a 6.5. I was pretty disappointed with it. I thought they did a pretty good job in the first chapter of this remake, but part 2, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. 6.5, generously at the highest. That's what I would give it. So with these remakes that we're seeing, they're all over the place. I actually saw a preview when I went to see this last night for another horror classic, The Shining. It has a different title, though. It's not called The Shining, but it's just kind of crazy. That's all we're seeing nowadays. Get in the comments, you guys, and let me know what you think about all these remakes. I mean, that's something that's always happened in movies and things like that, but not to this extent where 50% of the movies that are coming out all the time are remakes. And, you know, it was a little different in the past where a movie might, more than a remake, it was kind of more inspired by another film. You know what I mean? Where now it's just like, hey, we're remaking Pet Sematary. We're remaking Poltergeist, another horror classic, which I thought was terrible, to the point where I thought they were trolling at certain times. It was so corny and bad, but I'm sure they made some money off it. I don't know. That's what I mean. I feel like this is just a cheap way to throw a name out there that the people are going to know and going to want to see. But when I go and see these remakes, I want to see what they do with the storyline. I want to see if they try to go harder explaining certain parts of the storyline. I want to see how they take a classic scene and show you a new version of it and things like that. And something that happened with these It remakes is in 2019, and the first one came out in 2017, in scary movies, they show you everything. Do you know what I mean? Where back when this movie came out, many years back, they left a lot up to your imagination. You know, you would see something crazy would happen, something scary, you would see part of it, and then they would cut away from the scene, and you would be left thinking on it. What happened? Well, did this happen? Did that happen? You know what I mean? In your mind, thinking about it, kind of dwelling on it a little bit, would freak you out and scare you more, you know, like a psychological thriller, which is what it is considered to be, you know. And now we saw it right away from the first one, from the, you know, the opening scene when Georgie, which when I was a kid, that scared the heck out of me. That terrified me, seeing that. I was afraid of clowns to begin with. I was the kind of kid I liked to sleep with a night light on. I had nightmares. So seeing that, I'll tell you, I stayed away from sewers for a long time. Even when I got a little older, like middle school, and started walking to school, I was always staying away from them sewers, man. But you know, in the first remake, we seen how graphic that scene was, where he bit his arm off and everything. And the reason why I'm saying that, bringing this up, is like I said, psychological thrillers left it up to your own mind, to where you would just thinking about it was so scary. Now they're showing you everything, so it kind of turns into a jump scare-a-thon. Get in the comments and let me know if you guys agree with me on that. But that trend continued in part 2 of this movie, where all it is like, when is someone going to pop up out of nowhere? When's he going to pop up now? You know what I mean? And it's more, you're just scared because it's shocking you. Something's jumping out and scaring you over and over again. And, you know, heavy on the computer CGI stuff and everything like that. So I don't know. It just becomes kind of a totally different movie when you get down to it, when they're changing the elements of the movie to this level. Now, Stephen King, okay, writes some very, very scary movies. We've seen a lot of films made of his movies and everything like that. And he, a book is always more in depth than a movie. My mom was the kind of person that was always like, "Did you read the book to that? Did you read the book to that? Oh, the book to this was," you know what I mean? She loved to read. It was like she couldn't get enough of it. So she would always kind of inform me about the differences in the books. Now, I never read it. For any of those who did read it, please get in the comments and let me know what you guys thought about it. I just know of it to be really, really long and so in depth that it's really hard for them to tell the story in a movie, and I think that's part of why, it all had to be broken up into different chapters and everything like that. And there's different interdimensional, like it is an interdimensional being. He's from the macroverse. He's been here since before like mankind came. He's here in prehistoric times. He awakens every so often after 27 years of sleeping, and he needs evil to thrive off of and fear and stuff like that. And it's just really in depth where it goes beyond the story of Derry, Maine, where he's terrorizing the whole town. It's almost makes you wonder, is Stephen King trying to go deeper, like this is good versus evil? Because another thing that was a lot of Easter eggs in the first one, they continued with in the second movie, where it's Nemesis, that turtle, who is like the creator, I guess. I don't know. That is pretty interesting. As if you guys keep up on my channel, I have a lot of Native American in the family line and everything. So the fact that in this movie they tried to tell that story and go deeper in depth with that, and they showed a lot of Easter eggs where there was turtles and stuff like that, and the turtle is never actually mentioned in the movie. I don't remember if it was mentioned in the original, but they tried to kind of get that story apart, that story out in part 2, where the one character who stayed, after the events of chapter 1, he never left the town, and he went and did research, and he met with these Native Americans, and they gave him a hallucinogenic so he could see the visions. He sat in a sweat lodge, and they saw how in ancient times their ancestors tried to fight it, and they lost and everything like that. And it's pretty in-depth and crazy stuff. It's really hard to tell in the story, but I just thought that was interesting because like I said, Native American, if you guys are familiar with some of the nature religion stories and things like that, there is stories of a great turtle. I'm not going to get all into describing it, but it just seems Stephen King is into the whole Native American thing and into kind of what's bigger than Earth. Where do we come from? As Pet Cemetery, I also believe, there was like a Native American storyline in that where it was like built on a cemetery grounds. So I don't know, but they tried to tell more about that, and I don't know. It's just it's an in-depth story, and it's hard to tell it all. So I want to hear from the people who did read the books. What did you think of the remakes as opposed to the originals? But all in all, like I said, I just thought it was a disappointment. That's all I really got. It's Jay Coffee Talk. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.